Going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here, and here we're looking at the CMP 100 210 once again, and we're going to be checking out hash rates on Xelis. So we're going to see how well this card does perform on the Xelis algorithm here, Xelis Hash V2, and see if it's worth turning this card back on or not. So let's take a look at some hash rates and see how this does. So let's take a look at the hash rates on Xelis, and here are the settings we use. Same settings we used in the other testing videos of Ergo, as well as checking out Aleo here. So coming in for Xelis, we can see 1260, 300 offset, 300 memory, 1200 core, 300 offset, 300 memory, 1470 core, 300 offset, 300 memory, 1110 core, 300 offset, 300 memory, 1110 core, 300 offset, 0 memory. And one thing we did find when we were checking out the other algorithm there of Block X and Ergo is that this doesn't really have much room for memory, but it does have very fast memory. So that little bit does do quite a bit when it does come to memory intensive algorithms. But your maximum you can get, I think default is around 810 of the memory here. And the maximum you can only push this thing to is plus 300. Locking it to 5001 won't do anything because it maxes out at like 953. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind. So let's take a look at these numbers, and all these tests were done on Regal Miner. Now I did try the latest 1.0 miner as well, but it was getting probably 2 or 3 mega hash less at about 2 or 3 watts less. So I didn't write down those numbers as it looks like Regal Miner was the better option here. So coming in, we can see with 1260, 300 offset, 300 memory, we're getting about 36.08 mega hash at 125.3 watts. This is at the wall, and that was about 287.94 hashes per watt of power used. Here we have the most efficient setting that I found here is 1200 on the core, 300 offset, 300 memory, 35.67 mega hash at 121.3 watts, 294.06 hashes per watt. Our least efficient setting that I did find, and you could probably push the core a little bit more, 1470 on the core. This is core locked, by the way, not just plus 1470 or anything like that. 300 offset, 300 memory, 37.26 mega hash at 140.8 watts at the wall. That was 264.63 hashes per watt of power used. Then we got 1110 core, 300 offset, 300 memory, 34.92 mega hash at 119.3 watts. 292.7 hashes per watt here, and then 1110 core, 300 offset, 0 memory. We can see it did drop that hash a decent amount here for no memory there at 30.08 mega hash at only 106.3 watts, but the hash to watt ratio was still not very good at 282.97. Obviously better than 1470 core, but not as efficient as our 1200 core and the 300 memory. Now you do got to account, obviously most people are putting these in the server cases and stuff. This fan does use 10 watts of power here. That is not added on. This is just strictly GPU power. So you are going to have to add on the extra amount of power for whatever type of fan you do decide to use, or if you're using a server case, the fan power in those. So now let's take a look at the profitability of Xelis. So coming in with our most efficient setting here at 35.67 kilohash, 121.3 watts, 1% miner fee, 1% pool fee. Calculating that, it looks like our profitability is negative 1 cent at 12 cent power. If you had free power, this is about 35 cents. So, you know, not the best. Last night it was actually profitable by 8 cents when I actually did the recording and did the testing and stuff. But now that I'm actually recording the video and stuff the following morning, it's not looking profitable. So it lost all its profits overnight. So that kind of sucks there. So we should see some hash rate drop. If we do, then the profitability should slowly start picking up before that price does, because you do want the yield. You don't just want the profits, you do want to collect that yield. So hopefully you start mining a little more Xelis to make that profits come up, not less Xelis on a price increase. And then for all you guys out there that like to crank it up to the high end, we're going with the least efficient setting that I did test here, and that was 37.26 kilohash at 140.8 watts, 1% miner fee, 1% pool fee. We're actually negative 4 cents here, but 36.8 cents if you had free power. So it's not looking like, at least after power, that this is profitable on Xelis at all. So it still looks like this GPU will be off. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions on the this GPU down in the comment section as well. If you are looking for them, you are going to have to trade in your GPUs over at Respec, but there's hardly any left. But personally right now, they're not looking that great anyway. There is an algorithm where they're supposed to be dominant on. We will get to that when we finally find it. But right now, it's still looking like it's not the greatest GPU in the world. Yes, it's a cheap GPU, but I still think once 5090s and stuff release, these things are going to fall even farther behind. Thank you for checking out this video, guys. I'll see you on the next one. What coin should we try next? Rabid out.